What do you call a cow with a twitch? Beef jerky? So you're just gonna test those tornado alarms like right now? Anyway, hello friends! Today I'm here to do a review over the book Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. This is a book that has been... I can't handle these sirens. Why is it so loud? There's not even a tornado. Thank you. This book comes out on June 16th, so by the time this will be uploaded you can go and grab your own copy, but I'll be having a giveaway at the end of this video, so feel free to stick around for that and enter if you would like. Let's get right on into my thoughts about this book. This book follows a girl named Sam, and she has OCD. She has more of the obsessive side of OCD, so she has very attacking thoughts rather than actual compulsive actions. She's in the popular crowd at her school, so she keeps it a secret because she doesn't want anyone to judge her for it. This book just follows her journey having this disorder and learning how to cope with it, as well as finding people that will support and understand her, and she learns the power of poetry. I'm gonna get right on into my review now. First of all, I'm gonna say I gave this book 4 stars. My main thing I loved about this book was that I really connected with it. I loved the characters. I don't have OCD, and I don't really understand what that feels like. I've never read a book about it before, so reading this, I was really expecting to be immersed in a really new, scary type of writing where I don't know what's happening because it's so foreign to me. But honestly, even though she did have OCD and you were able to see her thoughts or she was obsessing over things, I still felt like this book was really relatable, and even though she is struggling with her emotions, she also gets like anxiety because of her OCD, and I feel like those are all very relatable emotions, so even if you don't have OCD like me, I was still able to really understand her, and I could see where she was coming from and the fear that comes with having her disorder. I could totally understand where that came from, so it was definitely easy to read because of that. It wasn't written in a way where only people with OCD can understand how it feels, and I felt like it was very enlightening toward the topic. The characters were overall just great because I felt like they were amazing role models. Overall, I just liked the characters. I felt it was fun to read about them. They were always interesting. One main thing that I really liked about the characters was that they're all very smart, and so the way that the dialogue was written, I just was almost taking notes because it was just very interesting to see how these people communicated. And when I say these people, I'm talking about Sam throughout the middle of the book finds a group of people that she's comfortable around, and they're all friends that she writes poetry with, and so these people are just so witty and deep that I really liked reading about them. Like I said about the dialogue, I was just noticing her reactions to things and how the way she communicated with people, and she was extremely articulate. She's not awkward, and you would think that someone with OCD is really shy, but I was just assuming that she was just this really weak, timid girl, and she wasn't, so I was really looking up to her throughout a large portion of the book. I love the writing of this book mostly because it's very fast-paced, but it also very accurately mirrors the emotions that Sam's going through in this book. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't have OCD, and I really don't know that much about being inside the mindset of someone with OCD, so reading this was very interesting because in the author's note it says that the author's close family friend has OCD and she really helped her write the book, and so I feel like it's probably an accurate portrayal. I, again, can't judge that, but it still felt very real, and I think that's what matters. Whenever I was reading this, I felt the uncertainty, and I felt the nervousness, and I felt the frantic tone every time that Sam kind of relapsed into one of her counting by threes or just some type of OCD mindset. I was really able to empathize with her, and it felt really almost scary reading parts where she freaked out. One part that I really wish we could have expanded on is that this book takes place 6 months after she has this huge episode, and she's had OCD since she was 11, but she doesn't really have really dark, disabling episodes. It's always just little things that occur throughout the book where she needs to count in threes or she just has little anxieties. I wish this book kind of would have taken place a little bit earlier so we could see some of her more rough struggling through having this disorder, because mainly in this book it's just little small things, and I know that might sound really masochistic for me to be like, I wanted her to suffer. I felt like this book just wasn't that gritty. I was expecting it to be more dark and have a lot more struggling. This book takes place where she is going to a therapist and she's on medication and she has her life sorted out, and part of me kind of wishes that we could have seen some of her when she was not so under control, and I think that would have made it more interesting because this book kind of felt like the author was playing it safe. The events just kind of fell together conveniently. It wasn't that surprising. I was expecting more twists and more mental messing with your head in this book because it is such a book about things occurring in your head. There was really no edge to this book, and although I really liked it and I felt like the events went well and I liked how Sam was growing and everything, there was really nothing that made it fantastic or something that made me feel like, oh well, this book is different from all the other mental disability books. It was really just kind of one of those books where it was kind of predictable. There's a character arc where she has a problem, she meets a boy, things get better, there's one episode where it gets really bad, then there's the resolution, and I felt like this book really follows that because although I really liked it, it just didn't have anything new for me for a book about OCD. I felt like it was almost the same exact thing if you would have read a book about a girl with anxiety or depression. It's just the same thing. But nevertheless, I know a lot of people enjoy those types of stories, and it's not bad. It's just I was waiting for something to surprise me, and in the end there is something in this book that really made me stop and go, wow, there's a really big twist, and I really appreciated that. But once more, a little bit predictable with the way the character development goes, and overall I still think it was an amazing book. I love the characters, but I wish that we could have just had a little bit more excitement, a little bit more oomph. But it's really predictable in a lighthearted way. Like, I wasn't upset that I could guess at the things occurring. It was more of like, you know, those summery, cheesy romance books where you know the guy and girl are gonna get together, but yet you're still excited when they do, and it's still cute and it's still warm and fuzzy. That book kind of felt this way for me. But I really like the way that this book handled mental illness and the way that you see her go to her therapist and talk things out, and it's a very inspiring way of looking at a mental disability because you see her trying to get help and you see her striving to get better and leaving her bad, toxic friends behind. So now let's get into the giveaway portion of this video. Disney Hyperion was kind enough to offer me a prize pack to give one of you guys. So thank you so much, first of all, to Disney Hyperion. That is amazing. And so the things in this prize pack that you will be receiving are, first of all, a copy of Every Last Word, obviously. You will receive a finished copy, so it won't be a paperback ARC like I have. You will also be receiving a little notebook because the book does revolve around writing poetry, so why not give you something to write your thoughts down in? Therefore, you will be receiving a little notebook with a pen so you can get your own poetry down if you would like. And last but not least, you'll be receiving a magnetic poetry set. You know, like the one that Charlie from Perks Being a Wallflower got for Christmas? They gave me this little mini one when they sent me a little sample prize pack, and I'm definitely bringing this to college because I got me a mini fridge and I'm gonna get deep in my dorm room. So if you would like to receive a copy of Every Last Word along with the little extras that I mentioned, all you have to do is comment down below. Tell me why you want this book, or what specifically about it you think is interesting and why you want to read it. This contest is only open to the US, so I'm sorry if that does not include you, but I'm sure there will be opportunities other times to win more prize packs. That's about all I have to say in this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed this review. Bye everyone!